Hey guys, it's me, Kiana. I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to talk about not giving up and always pushing to accomplish your dreams. Um, Usually I'll try to end with a Bible scripture, but I've been forgetting to do those at the end, so I'm just going to start that off to start the conversation. Um, and the one that I'm going to do today is Galatians 6:9, and it says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." And what inspired me to do this video was a few weeks ago I went to audition for a play that I've been doing for literally like the past 6 or 7 years of my life, and for the first time I didn't get in. And this was my last year being able to do it because next year I'll be 18 and they only let you do it if you're under the age of 17. So, I was really upset and really hurt by that. And for a moment, like, I didn't even know what I was going to do. Like, I felt almost kind of helpless. But then I remembered that the amazing people who have been let down or, who haven't been able to accomplish what they wanted to, but then they ended up being better than ever. And so this video today is just mostly going to talk about people who I admire, who I feel like, they've always pushed through, and it really inspires me because I feel like if there's something in your heart, I don't think you should stop doing it. I don't think you should become discouraged. Like, you're going to come back 10 times harder if you just keep trying. So, first person I want to talk about is raisman, because the Olympics are now over, or they will be over tonight, and she's honestly just like one of my favorite people ever. If you guys watched her in 2012 like I did, she qualified for the all around, but then it tied with her and another Russian girl, and then she ended up losing the tiebreaker and she didn't medal, and she could have gotten third place. And I remember watching her, and she just looked kind of, like, upset, like anyone would if, they were this close to making, being able to get a medal. And she kept saying that she was going to come back, but not all of them, you know, came back this time. So I was really surprised when I saw her, and she just looked like she was in such good shape. And they asked her why she kept pushing to get back on this team, and she said the reason was because she felt like she should have gotten that medal. For those of you who may not know too much about the Olympics, you have to. It's every 4 years, so you have to keep training for 4 years to get to where you want to be. And it's just so crazy to think about the fact that she trained for literally 4 years just trying to get the medal that she felt was taken away from her, or that she felt like she just could have done a little better on. And I was just so and like amazingly proud of her. I think she was definitely the one that I was most proud of, because of the fact that I know that she's just worked hard for so long. And thinking about it, technically she's probably been working for 8 years to get this medal, because she was planning to go to the Olympics 4 years before the 2012 Olympics, and then she had to wait another 4 years just to come back to this one. And for those of you who didn't see, she ended up getting silver, which was so much better than the bronze. So I was so proud of her, and I know that that's just amazing and just huge redemption for her. And that's just one of the things that you can look at when you feel like you want to give up, for someone to dedicate 4 years of their life to just one moment and just getting that one prize. That's so motivational, and I'm so proud of her. And the next person that I also want to talk about, speaking of the Olympics, is Gabby Douglas, because I think a lot of people, kind of gave her a little, a lot of flack for this Olympic season, but she did amazing. And she'd been doing so well for, the 2 years that she had been training for. I know during the trials she fell a couple times, but she never gave up, and I knew how much she wanted to make this team. Um, so, she ended up making the team, and then, of course, when it really mattered, which was the team finals, she did great, and, she helped her team out a lot. So that's just another, example of never giving up, and just, always, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, because you never know what it's going to be like on the moment where it really counts and when it really means the most to you. The next thing I'm going to talk about is kind of a personal experience, I guess, for me, another personal experience. For those of you who don't know, I do cross country and track. And, like, honestly, like, I love it. Like, I love my team. And, I've just noticed, some people on my team who, they don't do as well. And it's happened to me so many times. You don't do as well. And then they keep pushing and then they just come back, so amazing. And for me, this sport has taught me so much about just never giving up and always, pushing through until you get to the finish line because, we have these things called PRs, which are personal records, and it just feels really good to, accomplish and to, to get it done. And to know that maybe you had a difficult race, but you kept pushing through, and now your race is just so much better. You PR'd, you did this, you did that. So um, that's just kind of like personal for me. That's also where I find motivation when I'm running, when I don't want to do it. I think about the people who have, people like Allie and Gabby who train for 8 hours a day for 4 years just trying to, make their dream come true. And maybe, going to the Olympics isn't my dream, but, it helps a lot with your confidence and it helps a lot with just never giving up on, other dreams that you have. Um, Okay, so I have two more people that I want to, talk about. And one of them is Tori Kelly, and she's honestly probably one of like my huge inspirations. She, for those of you who don't know, she auditioned for American Idol, and right before I think they picked like the top 20 or top 21, top 24, I think. She got cut, and watching that video, like it actually kind of made me cry because I completely understood, you're so close to making it and then you just don't. But she came back, and now she has an album and she's doing so well. And I think like what would have happened, if she would have been American Idol, like she may not have been as successful. And she started when she got cut, she started making her own demos and her own EPs, and she did a wonderful job with that. And she created a name for herself, and I think that's what we should all take from, her story is she's on this huge platform, or she's setting herself up to be on some huge platform, and she doesn't make it, but she has to keep, climbing the ladder and just making a name for herself and really taking charge of it. I think if it's something that you really care about, I think you should definitely just keep pushing. And the last person that I want to talk about is JoJo. Like, for those of you who don't know, I'm like literally like obsessed with her. Um, and I just find her story absolutely remarkable because at the age of 15, like I think a lot of people would have looked at her and said like, "Oh, she's so talented, like, like she's going to be like, the queen of music in a couple years." And her record label pretty much completely took advantage of that, took advantage of her, and she wasn't able to make music and or she wasn't able to put any music out. And for 10 years, she's gone without putting out an album. And she's been fighting for 10 years to get this album put out. And now finally it comes out in October. And I think her story is the most remarkable for me because to be fighting for 10 years to finally get something, like that's pretty crazy. And it makes me just think like when you really want something, make sure you never give up because you're going to come back, like I said, better than ever. And you're going to take everyone, by surprise. And I'm sure she's just not only a huge inspiration for me, but a huge inspiration for other people too. Okay, so this video was a little different. I used people for, inspirations for this, but I used people who I feel like, the people who are watching this, they can connect with them. I hope that you guys just never give up on, what you love because it means so much. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, comment below for, what you'd like me to talk about next week, or give your feedback. Thank you. Happy Sunday.